Welcome to the fantastic team. Did you see Avatar 2? If you love the world of Avatar, this video is for you. In this video, you will find 10 interesting facts about Avatar 2. But before that, if you like to enjoy the cinema, subscribe us. Let's start the video. The film's budget is a whopping amount. Director James Cameron has tried to keep the lid sealed on just how much Avatar, the Way of Water, cost to produce, but he hasn't shied away from dropping in interviews that it was, and I quote, very fucking expensive. He's also expressed that the film possibly represented the worst business case in movie history, as in order to be profitable, it would have to be the third or fourth highest grossing film in history just to break even. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Well, the latest source have now hit Cameron's point home, as it was recently revealed that the film could have cost a ginormous $400 million. Everything the animated characters do on screen, the actors played out in real life. One of the key differences between Avatar, The Way of Water, and some other films that use CGI characters in that all of the actors really did act out their scenes. And advanced motion capture technology means that their eyes, facial expressions, emotions, and movements are preserved and translated into the CGI character. To compare, one example of a film that didn't do this was Venom, as Tom Hardy previously explained that motion capture wasn't used, leaving us to understand that Venom and all of his movements and expressions were brought to life by the digital animators, which is still amazing, by the way. I don't know about you, but I think that's one of the main reasons why Avatar, The Way of Water is able to convey too much emotion for a fictional out of this world planet and characters. It feels very human, and if you watch the incredible BTS clip above, you get to see side by side how the actors work as their characters are brought to life in the digital world. And the actors' skill were put to the test even more with Cameron opting for wet photography. Forget the floating rigs and green screens. James Cameron was set on shooting the many water sequences in actual water to make the scenes as real as possible. As visual effects supervisor Richie Benham explained in an interview, if an actor is genuinely in water, there's a weakest resistance. It informs the actor's choices. That's what makes it feel real. When watching the film, you'll really notice and get a feel for the effort that has gone into underwater moments. From the seamless writing of the skewing sea creature to how the characters' hands sway when interacting with the aquatic plants. Whilst the actors and stunt team may not really be in Pandora's ocean, you'll spot these magical moments that would have probably felt a little more stiff and unnatural if filmed on dry land. Don't mention Aquaman. You guessed it! The underwater tanks were specifically created for the film. Two massive tanks were engineered at Manhattan Beach Studios to help bring Cameron's wet-for-wet plan to life. One of the tanks was used for training and intimate character moments, whilst the other bread of the tank was full of wave and current machines designed to enhance the action-packed sequences. Mind blown. Even the epic finale fight scene was acted out underwater. Toward the end of the film, there is a huge and seriously long-winded fight scene between Jake Sully and Quaritch. As the sequence played out, I was sucked into believing that there really were lives at stake. Then I got home and watched some BTS footage, and now I know why the sequence really was filmed underwater. As you can see in the underwater featurette video, the stunt doubles play out the fight in what I would say is a massively terrifying situation. Plus, when talking about acting the fight out with Lang, Worthington said that it did have its risk for a few reasons. First of all, when he grabbed Lang in a chokehold, he said that the realism that you're trying to get across means he could die, and the communication element goes out of the window because you just can't talk. Luckily for the cast, Worthington said that you just have to rely on the safety people and the director watching it on the screen, as well as relying on each other, but the breath hold technique does kind of disappear as thrusting it becomes easy. Hats off to both the actors and stunt people for literally risking their lives for us to be entertained. It definitely paid off. The cast and crew logged over 200,000 free dive hours. Supervising master diver for Avatar: The Way of Water, John Garvin, stated that more than 200,000 dives had gone into making what he thought was the most complicated diving movie ever made. In the interview, he expressed that this number includes the amount of free dives, which were also difficult to log because some of them ranged from 3 to 60 seconds, while others were consistently longer. Garvin explained that on a typical busy shoot day, you see 26 scuba divers and free divers in the water at once, going up and down like yo-yos. That's not forgetting about the grip and lighting department, who were forever submerging to tweak something on the set. It's one thing to imagine how hard it must have been for the actors to fully convey their storylines whilst submerged, let alone the amount of group effort it must have taken for the cast and crew to log that many hours to hard underwater work. Kate Winslet smashed Tom Cruise's breath hold record. In Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, Tom Cruise managed to hold his breath for just over 6 minutes. Crazy, right? Well, he's now been knocked off the top spot thanks to Kate Winslet. Her role and training for Avatar saw her successfully beat her own record by holding her breath for 7 minutes and 14 seconds. 57 new species of sea creatures were created for the film. Whilst an apparent 57 new species of sea creatures were created for the film, it's no surprise that Cameron's ideas for Pandora were inspired by the marine life that exists or used to exist right here on Earth. When talking about the Lu, the rather domesticated reef swimmer, Cameron spoke about how it has the neck of a plesiosaurus and the body of manta ray that had lower and upper wings. When watching the film, you'll spot other unworldly wonders that are still a bit familiar to the eye. Here's looking at the tokens in particular. Well, the video is over today. What do you think about Avatar 2? Do you think Avatar 2 is a good movie? Share the comments. with us. Goodbye.